What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to just talk about Carvins Cove. I'm actually here at Carvins Cove, Virginia, and I've been here many times, and I talked about the history, and I've been here, kind of showing you the concrete structures, kind of give you, the audience evidence of there was actual history here. So, and also you can see here the water levels risen, and we received a lot of rainfall. It's a beautiful day, by the way, and Carvins Cove is very crowded with a lot of visitors. But I wanted to discuss about the topic here about the history. I know I've talked about the history before, but and look at that, it's a good view. But I just want to talk about how here they do not have placards. It really disappoints me that the history of this place has been hush-hush, put it that way, compared to the other places in the Roanoke Valley or the surrounding areas. So, yeah, the water level has risen up greatly. So, for now, we hadn't received much rain, but, the water level has risen because I think a month ago or so, we received a big tropical rainstorm. So, I'm gonna walk around here. It's so relaxing. Let me get off here. All right, so yes, there's not a lot of signs. There's no signs, steel signs like placards and like that shows the history of this place. They don't describe the history of this place. They don't tell what went on here. And so I know there's a place called Smith Mountain Lake, which is not too far from here. And there's another place called Claytor Lake, another man-made lake. And those lakes, for example, have placards or steel placards, signs that tells the history of the place. They tell the history of what happened there. And look at that sailboat. Look at that. Somebody putting up a sailboat. Yeah, but here at Carvins Cove, they do not have steel signs. And like I mentioned before, it's like the history is hush-hush. They really don't want you to know about it. And I know a lot of people lived here all their lives, and they didn't know there was history in this place. Look at this. Nah, that's not natural. I think that's that looks like it's a structure of some sort. I don't know, maybe a stepping stone. I don't know. Maybe a remnant of a shed. Again, this particular spot here, there were houses here, but I must have missed this. That's definitely not natural. There was something here that could have been like a stone, a step for, I guess, a support for a porch, maybe. So anyways, yeah, I must have missed that. I definitely missed that. I've been here many times. I always find something new here. But yeah, it's like, the history of this place had been covered up, and it's kind of weird, and it's very disappointing. It disappoints me as well. And I think they should have a lot of signs that indicate the history of this place. And I think they should go out in the woods and find these, concrete structures of the houses, the sheds, and dig around them, get the weeds out, get the undergrowth out, and the trees, cut down the trees that has grown through them, around them. And they should then put signs near these concrete structures and just tell the history of that place or that particular spot. And also, too, there's some graveyards at Carvins Cove that have not been properly maintained, especially the Reedy Cemetery, which is located on the backside of Carvins Cove. Now, the last time I was there, when I went up there, you couldn't even see the graveyard. It was there, but you couldn't see it because it was covered by trees. It was covered by, look at that pavilion. That was a nice pavilion they built there. But it was covered by trees, and I thought about this winter, maybe October, November, or December, either way, going back there and actually clearing out the trees. Now they're small juvenile trees; they're not big. You can clip them, you can cut them down with a clipper. But I thought about going back there and actually clearing out the trees and cleaning that cemetery. And look at that. There's another well there. Yeah, there was a house here. But yeah, and the people lived here for years. And the way I understand that they were forced out, they were harassed, they were just, it was all sudden. And it was like people's voice had no say-so. And there were actually some graveyards in the valley before they flooded it. And they said that they were going to leave them there and flood the valley and leave the graveyards there. And the people fought for it. And there's another, look at that, that's thick. That's another well there. It's like it's been capped off. Yeah, there was a house here, or a couple houses here. But yeah, there was a lot of people that lived here, and they had loved the ones that were buried in the valley, and they fought for it. They won too. But it was not a good situation, and people ran out. People were, they always say that Carvins Cove history was not lost, it was destroyed. And I agree with that. And like I said, I'm disappointed that they, ever since they ran the people off, they just totally just cover up the history and really have not done anything, even recently, to maintain the history or preserve the history of this place. So yeah, so that where the water is, there was a lot of houses. There were roads. It was just a time that was that's just so have been forgotten. So, but yeah, I'm disappointed. That's when I just speak my mind, just kind of ramble on about the history of Carvins Cove and how they should maintain it. They should have placards. They should have a small visitor center, and I think they should even on the entrance of Carvins Cove, they should have a placard too, telling the history of the place as well. So, but anyways, I'm going to jump off here. I want to just kind of speak my mind. If you like to travel, like to explore, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications to my YouTube channel. And also, if you have Instagram, please check me on Instagram at For Amazing Adventures, and make sure you hit that like button and follow. And the wind has really picked up here, and I definitely like that. So it's not too hot and it's not too cool either. It's great weather. But anyways, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you for coming on here.